What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 2 for 2 podcast, your sports podcast for the culture by the voices of the culture. As always, I'm your host, Quis. I'm here with my boy, Nell. And we got another episode for you today. We're going to dive right into the NFL and NBA seasons, talk about a couple good things, in-season tournament, look ahead, recap the last week of the NFL, everything we got to hear for you at 2 for 2. So this is season 3, episode 14. Let's get it. Nell, my boy, how you doing, bro?
Feeling good, man. How's everything?
Everything's everything, man. We over here. We alive. We living. You know what I'm saying? Another Philly jersey.
Feel me? Gotta represent both my squads today.
Okay, now represented even despite a tough one this weekend, man.
We have them all, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we do. We all have them on. We'll get right to that. So we're gonna look at the NFL recap for last week, man. And the first thing that stood out to me, Nell, is them Baltimore Ravens are legit. Coming off of a big win, I think 37-3 over the Seattle Seahawks is the second time we've seen them play a team in the NFC that's generally considered a pretty good opponent. They did the same thing to the Lions, and now they go over to Geno comes to town, and they do it again to them. The Baltimore Ravens are for real now. Are they the best team in the AFC right now?
They look like it. I don't know if I'm gonna say they're the de facto favorites, but they're definitely playing the best football out of any team in the AFC right now. Defensively, they're definitely legit and definitely a Super Bowl caliber defense. They just got constant pressure on Geno all day. Offensively, they're still one of the best ground and pound teams in the league, and you got Lamar Jackson, his versatility and what he brings. Uh, you know, and Seattle's defense was coming in playing pretty good too. They hadn't allowed a 100-yard rusher. Obviously, Baltimore was able to run for 298 against a defense that hadn't really given up a lot of big chunk plays this year. So, they're just playing lights out on both ends. They're just literally just beating the dog piss out of some teams, especially at home. Last couple of weeks against some division leaders in the NFC. So they look as good as anybody in the league right now.
Yeah, and it's comfortable and it's consistent as well. I mean, like you said, they're playing complementary football. You got special teams. You got arguably the best kicker, one of the best kickers in the history of the NFL, Justin Tucker, handling that. You got the defense that looks amazing. You got the Ravens are always running back by committee, and every year they seem to roll out another guy that is like, wow, who is that? You know what I'm saying? You just put him next to Lamar, you put him next to Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, whoever it is, and they go crazy. And this time it was Keaton Mitchell that just took off. I think he had 9 rushes, 138 carries, or nine rushes, 138 yards, and I think he had 2 scores as well. Big day for a guy that was relatively unknown, but it just seems to be a thing with the Ravens every year. They don't lose with Lamar Jackson. We came on here in the preview. We talked about whenever they have that guy back there, it doesn't matter if he throws for 200 yards, if he runs 400, if he throws for 300, if he does a little bit of both. No matter what, as long as Lamar Jackson is on the field, the Ravens always have a chance to win. And this is even without having a crazy big name receiver, right? You got Mark Andrews, their best receiver, their top receiver, leading receiver at the tight end position. He's an elite tight end. But I mean, Odell Beckham doesn't look like the Odell Beckham that we came to know and love, but he still looks he looks okay. They're starting to get him a little bit more involved. Zay Flowers, the rookie, he's shown some very good flashes this year, but everybody's like, oh, Lamar needs number one, he needs this, he needs that. But Lamar and the Ravens just show they just need Lamar. I mean, and the defense, like you said, they're standing there on their own. Those linebackers that they have, best linebacking core, looking like right now in the NFL. They make plays. They're all over the field. The defensive line, defensive coordinator Mike McDonald, former Michigan defensive coordinator. I mean, they got it all right now, and I think they definitely are the team to beat, at least in the AFC. We're not going to say that they're the best team. They're the team to beat. And come playoff time, I mean, that's not going to be a game that anybody wants. You never want to have that's, how do you come scheme for Lamar? How do you stop him? It's tough. And if they get the run game going with the running backs and they get, hey,
Yeah,
I
that's true. I still think that lack of having that true number one.
yeah, I come back to bite him.
I think that's going to come back to bite him in the postseason. But we'll see. Like you said, if you got Lamar, and I mean he's been hurt the last couple of years, so I mean, a lot of his playoff losses were early in his career. So we haven't really seen, if he's really progressed in any way, especially in postseason play. So it'll be interesting to see this year if he's fully healthy and can go, and he's playing lights out. So we'll see.
Yeah, and like we said last week, man, we're really just moving. We're waiting for that next game. We're 2 weeks away from that Ravens Bengals face off that we really are excited to see. Because like we said, hey, them Bengals,
Yeah, they coming. Hey,
they look really good as well. So we
I might
glad.
I might hop back on the bandwagon. I ain't gonna
Hey,
lie.
nah, stay off Nell. They have
I
not
might.
lost a game since Nell's departure. So
Right,
we're gonna lead.
but
We're gonna lead the
secretly,
Bengals.
that's my squad.
Okay, okay. Hey, you see, hey, if y'all follow me on Instagram, the Ravens post went up this weekend. My first Ravens post game W post went up. I got a lot of crazy messages. I don't know what you're talking about. If you watch the pod, you listen to the pod, I've told you that's my team. So no further questions. But we talked about the Cincinnati Bengals with a big win this week again over the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night. I mean, no, I know you didn't get to watch it as much as you would have liked coming off of your team's loss, but the Bengals are for real as well. They won this game without Jamar Chase having to go crazy. The last few weeks after he said, I'm always open, you see Jamar Chase touchdown, 100 yards, 100 yards. But this week they did it a little bit differently. The defense really stepped up, and I think that shows something. What do you think about that game, Nell?
Yeah, I think we're starting to see, like you said, Joe Burrow is, he's finally, healthy. Obviously, starting the year, he just looks like a completely different quarterback. You could see
He was
him being
running. He was
him
running.
being able to get out the pocket,
Yeah.
him being able to make plays. So that ability to make off schedule plays. He's got the weapons, like you said. Jamar Chase didn't explode the way he was the last couple of weeks, but he got the tight ends involved. Mixon had a touchdown. They got off the fast starts. That's been a big thing for them. They scored on their opening drive the last 4 games. So them getting out the quick starts. Defense is playing well. Forced a couple of turnovers, and just like that, they look like a team that you know will be a contender. Come towards the end of the season.
I think I saw like while I was watching, it was some stat. I think it was like they only have like 2 losses. I think in the last 3 or 4 years when they've scored first in the game, when they've scored in their opening drive. Like, I mean, you said it. Joe Burrow threw for what 300, almost 350 yards. T. Higgins had a 100-yard game. You hold Josh Allen under 300. I mean, usually in games where the other opposing quarterback has 300, Josh Allen probably also has something like that as well. And he didn't. It was tough. A lot of check downs,
Burrow
throws.
5-1 versus Mahomes and Allen. I'm
Hey,
just saying.
so I mean, when that matchup comes, come playoff time, like we always say, man, we gonna ride with the guys the numbers don't lie. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals look legitimate. Um, the Buffalo Bills now 5-4. I mean, they slowly slipping, losing ground in that
Not,
AFC that we
not
already
looking
said we
good.
trust it. It's not looking good. They got 2 games that they should win, and then they got a tough one with the Eagles, and followed by a game with the Chiefs, followed by a game with the Cowboys. So the next 5 weeks, they get the Broncos, the Jets, then they start that gauntlet. And I mean, that's not. I mean, you already got what you're at 5-4, so you're looking at potentially 3 more losses down the stretch of the season. Josh Allen's gonna really have to put up to really show what he's got. But there's another team that we have to touch on as well. Those Miami Dolphins, they played Kansas City Sunday morning in Germany. We talked about it on the pod last week, Nell. They have not beaten a team worth a damn. I mean, every time, they go out there and it just doesn't look good. They started off slow. They did come back a little in the second half. They got the offense going a little bit, but we want to title this kind of segment fraud talk. We got the Miami Dolphins now, and we got the Buffalo Bills, 2 teams in the AFC that everybody wants to put them in the running for a top AFC team. Yet so far this year, they have not shown that. Are we more worried about the Bills or the Dolphins? I know we feel like we have to ask this question almost every week with these 2 teams, and I still think it's the Dolphins. But coming off of that game, rather with the Chiefs, how are you viewing the Dolphins season from here now?
Yeah, after this last game, I think I picked the Dolphins last time too, but I'm probably still bit more worried about the Bills at this point. They've just got like a boatload of injuries on defense. Offensively, consistency is just not clicking week to week. Uh, you know, Kincaid has, become a weapon for Josh Allen. It's been, nice for their offense, hopefully going forward. But yeah, just no consistency on offense. Von Miller, since he's been back, hasn't looked like the guy that helped the
Big
Rams
tackle
win the
that
Super
game
Bowl.
too.
So, just not a lot of things going well for the Bills. It's pretty much, Josh Allen and Diggs or bust. If those two aren't connecting and, scoring, making big plays,
Yeah.
his team usually looks like it did this past Sunday. So, outlook isn't great for them. Dolphins, I still feel like, there's potential for them to, maybe thrust themselves into, the elite conversation. All these games have been on the road. Hopefully, you got a home game against the Bills. They're definitely going to need that signature win, or
Yeah.
else teams are going to continue to, have these conversations and question marks about this team. The six teams they've beaten this year are only at 11-27 combined record. So, they average like double the amount of points against those teams versus the teams that they've lost to. So, uh, they still got a lot of firepower and weapons. So, there's still hope for them. But I think with the Bills, the injuries are starting to pile up, and it's just been one of those years where they're just turning the ball over a bit too much, and I don't think their defense can help them overcome that this year.
Right. And I mean, some silver lining, just to, looking at the Chief, I mean the Dolphins loss to the Chiefs. I mean, they held them scoreless in the second half. I mean, that's unheard of. He held Pat Mahomes
Jalen
tight.
Ramsey's getting back now, so like there's
Mhm.
potential
Right.
for them to get better. I don't think we've seen the best version of the Dolphins yet.
Right. And we got to give credit to the Chiefs, man. We talked about it, me, you, and Walt. This is probably the best Chiefs defense we've seen in the Pat Mahomes era. So that I mean the Dolphins, for them to be able to come out there, they got slapped in the mouth early, but they, you shut a team out with the best quarterback in the NFL and the best tight end in the NFL and all the Andy Reid and everything. You hold them scoreless. The Chiefs didn't go home, extremely happy. You're happy to get a win, of course, but the Chiefs, I mean the Dolphins rather, they've got some good things going for them. And like we said, they probably need that statement win. But I mean, looking at their schedule now, I mean they got a couple gimmies coming up. They got the Raiders, they got the Jets, they got the Commanders, they got the Titans, they got the Jets again. And then, I mean, going into the playoffs, where we talk about teams playing the best football, they got 3 games, really tough games to close the season. Dallas,
It's not
Baltimore,
that tough.
and Buffalo. So, I mean, that Buffalo Dolphins debate will get, we'll have that conversation at the end of the season. So, 3 good games to catapult you either up or down, going into playoff time. So I'm not so I think, like you said, I'm with you. The Dolphins need that statement win, but the Buffalo Bills, man, it's getting a little scary over there. And I think, we might have to have some tough conversations really soon. Somebody gotta get fired. If they don't, it's like, your NFL window, your championship window is not very large in NFL, right? It's just it's too hard. Every game matters. It's not the NBA where you can take games off. You get a little injury, he missed 10 to 15, but he come back in time is fine. But NFL, you get a guy, you get injuries, you get bad offense, you get lack of weapons. They still don't have a run game. They picked up Leonard Fournette. I don't know what they did that for. I don't, I don't, I just don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. And I hope I'm wrong, but Buffalo,
Playoff Winnie.
nah, don't do that. Only that's a Buck thing. He can't coin that no more.
Yeah, my bad.
All right.
You see what happened
Oh,
last playoff when he was out there.
yeah, he looked like Eddie Lacy. That's what he looked like. Eddie Lacy, man. We got one more game that we looked at though. We saved the best for last. NFC East battle, man. A really good game. Nell won't say
For
it.
some.
Say it. as a casual fan to this particular matchup, the Dallas Cowboys lost a close one to the Philadelphia Eagles, 28-23 in Philly. Dak Prescott had probably his best game of the year, if you ask me. But they lost. Now, y'all showed some promise. I know you don't care so much about the promise. You care about the result. CeeDee Lamb looked good. Jake Ferguson, we had some Jake Ferguson sightings. Michael Parsons made some plays. The defense made some plays. Y'all didn't make enough plays, but you lost, but you did show something. Nell, you have the floor, my man.
I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, it was what it was. It was a loss. Didn't make enough plays to win the game. Had the opportunity to. You had the touchdown call back on fourth down. You had Dak stepping out of bounds on a 2-point conversion. Would have only needed a field goal that last drive.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Better team won.
Better team won. I mean, that's humble. Do you feel better about your team though?
Not really. There's no moral victories in the NFL.
That's true.
It's one and done. It's ain't a 7-game
league.
series, so ain't nothing I can really take away from this.
Okay. I mean, Philadelphia, another win for you all. Dallas, that's now moving y'all down to second in the NFC East firmly. You had to catch up some ground to get that 2 seed. One of my close Cowboys fan friends, he was like, I hope we get the 2 seed. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you get the 5, you get to play either probably the Saints. Now, I mean, my team not gonna make the playoffs, so you probably play the Saints, you might play the Falcons. So I mean, that's not a bad go. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad what's the word? Consolation prize to losing the division now.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, we already.
You just lose. You go.
We
You
need
play
as
that
much
game.
help as we can get.
You play that game, and then you go right back. You get another matchup with the Eagles.
We mess around and lose to the Saints, just cause.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have like the energy to like interject and say stupid stuff. Like I was about to be like, I mean, my Bucks gonna make a run, but it's like, nah, I don't even believe that. I couldn't even say it.
Yeah.
So y'all versus the Saints would be cool. Alvin Kamara, future Cowboy running back, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Probably not.
I won't make you. I'll go to something that'll be more up your alley now. Something that'll excite you a little more. You got the Cowboys hat up top, got the Philly jersey down bottom, and that's the NBA season now. Your boys are 5-1 as of now, man. Come on. I can admit I didn't expect this from you. And that's exactly
I mean, of course. I told you, like, watch out for it. So I told you he was being slept on. I mean,
you did. And that goes into what my biggest surprise so far is, Nell. My biggest surprise of the season, I got 2 things. You all being 5-1 right now. Kelly Oubre looks like an elite signing. I mean,
also
you never know what you're gonna get with that kind of guy, but I mean, it looks like
you sign somebody that can score average 20 points a game the year before to a vet minimum. I mean,
hey, that's a win. I ain't mad at you for it. I mean, you got him, you got Maxey is taking the next step, right?
He could have averaged 10 points a game and it would have been worth the contract.
Yeah, I mean, so all things, I mean, and the MVP, Joel Embiid had what 29-point third quarter just the other night, 48 points. I mean,
what was hooping?
The funny thing is, I'm sitting in my living room watching the game, or I'm just watching sports or whatever, and then I look, and it's like Joel Embiid, 48 points. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a crazy game. 29 in the third quarter, and I'm looking, and it's still the third quarter. What the? Oh my god! I mean, that's
he was going to work. I wanted him to get the 50.
Yeah, I thought
they start doubling at half court.
And then once that happens and Joel get the flopping, you gotta
nasty work.
Gotta sit him. So that's my first surprise. And I'll let you go ahead and list off yours as well. But also, y'all that have been listening to the pod for multiple years know I do not like Rudy Gobert at all. I do not like him. But the the Minnesota Timberwolves are the number one team defensive rating this year. I think they're what, 5-2, maybe 6-2. And much of that has to do with Rudy Gobert. I mean, I saw some crazy stats on Twitter about just other big stats against him so far. And it's just like, wow, like he's shutting down Chris Stabs. He's playing well against other bigs like Jokic. I mean, he's not looking bad. Rudy Gobert might be on the up and up. If he can embrace his role as a defensive stopper and a lobster and not try to be, I got to average like 18. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
I
him.
feel like he's always embraced that role. I mean,
As you know,
he is a
because I
three-time
feel like when he
player
got to
of the year.
Minnesota, it was this thing that it was like, they gave up a lot.
That's because D'Lo thought he was ass. He didn't want to pass him the rock no more.
It's true. And Anthony Edwards is taking the next step.
Now he got his boy Conley in there.
Hey,
Yeah, like you said, that boy Ant-Man. Ant-Man took it to another level.
so he looks good. It might be that year. They might make some noise
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
in the West.
What,
Realistically,
what's noise to you?
I mean that's what I'm saying. Realistically, I don't mean they're gonna go to a championship, but I mean what, they've been a playing team 2 years in a row, correct? So I
They was in
mean,
the playoffs last year.
they didn't have to play in to get in.
I mean, yeah, but they got through.
Playing team 2 years in a row. That Ant Rudy Cat is not supposed to be a playing team. They
I mean,
might find it. They might. I mean, granted, Cat. I
you
mean,
you
Ant
expect
is
you
young.
expecting them to be certified top six in the West?
I think so. With that, considering what they gave up for Rudy, how much stock they put into how good
I
he's
mean, that was
supposed.
just a dumbass trade. Like,
I
hey,
mean, I mean,
I
we
mean,
can admit that.
we get, but
I'm just saying. Like, think about the West right now. The Lakers are not gonna. The Lakers might be in the play-in again. Brian got to play 35 minutes a night just for them to win games. The Memphis Grizzlies, who's on my list as most disappointing so far. I mean, granted, John Morant's not playing, but
1-6 is still
you're one
crazy.
and six. You're 1-6. John's not gonna come back and pull you 20 games sub 500 and get you back to the playoffs. I mean, the only team really out there that is bona fide, like, okay, the Nuggets, right? The Kings look good. You saw what the Clippers did
And
against
they
my
two and
Knicks.
four.
I mean, but I mean, that's another point.
Because
Like,
Fox hurt.
right, Fox hurt. I mean, I said that they were going to probably be the team that goes from up here to take that step down, but I mean, I would still put them
They got
at.
they got cooked by the Rockets back-to-back games.
So it's just like, what's going on here? The West is kind of in shambles right now. The
Dallas looks
Warriors, the
good.
Warriors
Golden
look,
State
the
looks
Warriors look,
good.
and then who else?
Clippers gonna be up there.
Hey, shout out to them Knicks, man.
Shout out to
Knock
them
the Clippers
Knicks.
off.
The only night I was a Knicks fan.
Come on, man. James Harden did
I
nothing.
mean, once Book and Bill get back to
The
Suns,
Suns will be fine.
Suns
Okay.
be up there.
So I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I think with that, like they fall, like the Timberwolves fall right in that 5-6, man. They gotta like you have to slide in that because
Still early. It's 6 games. Like I mean,
yeah, these are early impressions. Early impressions. So I mean, early on for me, those are the three things,
they're gonna
man.
fuck around and still be a play-in team.
Who?
The Timberwolves. They're gonna mess around and still be a play-in team.
Look at my Buccaneers football trying to make it way into the thing. Look at this crap. We 0-1 since my dad, or we're 0-3 since my father gave me this. Actually,
Oh, you got one of them too? I got
yeah,
one. I got a Cowboys one.
yeah, we're 0-3 since he gave me this. So we might need to put this one somewhere else because
Yeah.
that's an ideal. But what you got now? Who so far early in the season? You got any big surprises or anything that you just like? Yeah,
I mean, not really. I'm not. I'm
any
not.
players? They're like, he kind of sorry.
I'm not big on early season basketball.
Julius Randle,
I mean, yeah,
trash.
he's been pretty awful.
Had his best night.
Um,
Had his best game against the Clippers, but uh,
the Pacers have been pretty good early. Halliburton off to a hell of a start.
he's an all-star. I'll give him
For
that.
sure.
He's not
Yeah.
better than Brunson, but I'll give him that.
I don't know about that. I told you about my Orlando Magic. They've been looking pretty good early on.
No.
What?
Jalen Brunson's better than Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on that one. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Halliburton.
Definitely. Not even an argument for it. What's up with the
Yeah, I'm not
Brunson?
gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not
Yeah,
close.
I'm not fighting it. Honestly, I'm not saying it's like the gap is like crazy, but like I'm not fighting it. Like if I had a draft and these are my two options at point guard, it's like yeah, give me Halliburton easily.
I don't even want to finish the episode. Go ahead.
What you mean?
Go ahead. It's fine.
You
We're
see what
not
that
fighting.
man is? You see what that man is out here doing?
Brunson just had 40.
All right. Halliburton will probably have to get 40 if he played with somebody like Julius Randle too. Like Halliburton just had 43 and 12 a couple of nights ago. What are we saying?
Okay. That's fine. You're
8
supposed to
of
be talking
12
about
from three, efficient, and still getting others involved.
Brunson had an 8-3 game as well.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Brunson had 8 threes as well this year.
All right.
Against the Hawks. I think he might have went 8 for 12 actually as well. Go ahead. Listen, I'm gonna
Give
put
me
the
give
stats.
me give me 24 and 12 over whatever Brunson's doing this year. What is Brunson doing this year?
I got it. Don't worry about it. See
Yeah,
now
you do your
you
Knicks.
got you got us off script and you making me mad. So I'm a I don't know. I don't think he's our leading scorer. 22.
22 and 4. Like, why is this an argument?
All right, we done. We done. We're done. Bro, he
I
plays for the Pacers, bro.
Okay.
All right, bro. Moving on. I don't care. I don't care. You're right. I'll give it to you. You're right. I'll take Halliburton over Brunson right now.
All right.
All right.
I don't know why you had to make that so difficult. Like I was crazy.
I ain't know the dude was doing all that. Like I like Halliburton, bro, but it's like the Knicks. I
He
think.
just played weird as hell, but he's him.
I mean, yeah. You can't argue with the 23 and 12. I mean,
Might be
it
the
is
might be
what
the
it is.
point guard.
I can't. I mean, yeah. If you're doing that, I can't.
And 40% from three.
I mean,
Like
the problem with this Jonathan Brunson can't get assists because the Knicks, if he kicks the ball out to anybody, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, they're gonna hold the ball and decide, oh, let's see. All right, I think I'll go do something now. And this no assist. Like it's just impossible. It's really bad to watch. I just wanted to rant about the Knicks. I ain't gonna lie.
not even worth my time. I told you it was gonna be trash.
You did.
I
It's a
told you.
down year. It's a down year. As
They
long as
always have that they make the playoffs. Playoffs down year. Playoffs down year.
when do we play?
I don't know.
You should know that.
Knicks. Imagine me wondering when we play the Knicks. Like the Knicks should be on my radar.
I hate you.
I have never, not once in my life, been like, "Oh man, the schedule's out. Let me see when we play them Knicks." Like that's crazy.
Bruh. All right, yo, chill out, man.
My fault.
Damn. Got me on here cussing. What do you play till December? Leave me alone. So, something that I did want to
It's
talk
the
about there.
season.
What? Do we
It's
play
the
on?
season.
Nah, we need to see when we play on in the in-season tournament, man. The new NBA production, man. You see that segue? That was crazy.
I like
Into
this move.
in-season tournament. Now, how do you feel about this, bro? So we got what every Tuesday and Friday, except for this Tuesday, ironically. Tuesday and Fridays, I guess, starting next week. I guess it started this past week on Friday, but every Tuesday and Friday
Yeah,
throughout
election
November.
day.
Yeah, election day, give them the day off. That's fine. Go vote. Everybody go vote. Um, yeah, so Tuesday and Friday throughout November, the in-season tournament will be taking place. We started Friday, like I said, with a couple matchups. How do you feel about it? I mean, we got different jerseys. We
The
got
courts is kind of weak. I'm not gonna
terrible
lie.
courts. The courts are trash. And then we got
White
some
as hell.
matchups. All of this culminating in a championship on December the 9th. I mean, how do you really feel about it? I mean, I know we it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. It's just like a regular game in a sense, but it has meaning. I know we had some guys, your boy Halliburton. We talked about it before. He said that a good incentive would be the winner of the in-season tournament getting automatic bid into the playoffs.
which would be crazy.
Be a terrible idea because people would just stop playing. And imagine that you got to imagine seeing an 11-72 team or whatever, 10-72 in
Have
as like what
have like
seed would they be?
50,
You know what
60
I'm
games
saying?
left that don't matter.
Like what seed would they even be? But no, yeah. What do you think overall about the in-season tournament and early thoughts from Friday's games?
I'm kind of indifferent about it. I guess I got to see, since this is the first one, kind of just see how it goes. I mean, I think like once we get to the knockout rounds and the championship, that being in Las Vegas, it's kind of different. It should be kind of a cool vibe. Like I'm looking forward to the championship game and the knockout rounds, but I just spent like a couple minutes reading up on it before because I still kind of didn't even understand it at first. Um, but it kind of it's just, I mean, look, it's they trying to make the league more fun and make the regular season mean something. I don't know how much these players put into it. I mean, a couple of games that we've seen, like your Knicks and Bucks, that game was pretty good. So I mean, there were some good games on there. If guys are being competitive and go out and try, I mean, I think it's a fun way to make the regular season spice it up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, my Sixers can hold up that trophy because that's probably gonna be the only one we get to hold up.
I'm glad you know, man.
All
That's
right.
that's humble. It might be the only one because your guy. Until he becomes a Nick, he won't win any meaningful games in the postseason. So, but regular season, we
You
got
can
some
keep dreaming on that one, buddy.
regular season warriors in this league, and that's a good regular season warrior trophy, something that the Philly fans can really hold on to. That seems to embody the city, um, amongst other things. So, I'm kind of with you. I think it's interesting. The jerseys are okay. The courts are terrible. I think I saw all red court in one game, and it was just like, what are we really out here doing? Like, who wants to look at that? Um,
I
it's
think that
very,
was the Bulls.
yeah, like that is disgusting. But
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
bad.
shout out to them for trying to be different, man. I'm not opposed. I think will add some intrigue just to the season. I get they want to make guys care a little bit more. I don't know. The season's a lot longer than November though.
I'm
So
just like confused about like the schedule part because like I
it's
mean,
like the matchups were based off or like the tiers or whatever the pools rather were based off of last year's schedule or
like yeah, but
record.
like all these games count for the regular season.
Yes.
Everybody's still gonna play 82,
Yes.
but then you have the single elimination knockout games. So like,
Right.
how does that schedule even work? Like, how did you prepare
Great
for it to
question.
end up still 82 games
Sounds
when
like rigged, huh? So we need to do
I
some
don't know.
research at
Yeah,
who don't have games towards the back end because you're right. I actually didn't even think about that. That doesn't make much sense, really.
yeah. I just don't know how. That's the
Physical
only part
period.
that's like confusing me. Like I know
Maybe there's like
championship
consolation games or something. If
the
you
championship the championship game doesn't count. Like stats are that game don't count, but all the quarterfinals, semifinals, those count. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
hey, we'll see, man. It's something to watch. I think if nothing else, I think the amount of vagueness that it has kind of brings some intrigue to it. It's like, I don't know, but I watch it. It's weird to think like when the Knicks lost to the Bucks, I'm not like, oh, we lost the in-season tournament game. Like we just lost another game. So
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be sick if we lose the in-season tournament.
I mean, y'all play the Pistons on
Like, I'll
Friday.
be pissed. I mean, our group is pretty
Pretty bad.
easy.
Yeah, yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
bad.
everybody is. It's like it's divided up into like the best records. So Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, class of the East. I mean, they're gonna have the easiest path. Um, like Milwaukee got New York in their group, so like they just
And they
feed
should have lost that game. Why you keep bringing it up?
my bad.
Dang,
Um,
dang.
so yeah, like I think my Sixers got a great chance to win it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I hope so. That way we can get you a hat. We need a big Philly hat to rival the Cowboys hat.
If they made one, I'd buy it.
I know. Hey. So, I mean, that's that on the in-season tournament, everybody. I mean, we just got to keep watching and learning. I guess it'll all make sense eventually. And if not, well, it wouldn't be the first thing in the NBA that doesn't make any sense. So, with that, now we're gonna look ahead to NFL Week 10. Not the best looking week in terms of matchups. You know, we got some good teams on buys, but I mean, we do have a couple games with some decent storylines. And the first one now that we're gonna look at are the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the San Francisco 49ers. Two teams that coming off buys. And they face off this week. So you know, the Jags are on a little streak, the Niners are on a losing streak. So we got two opposite ends of the spectrum here: AFC team versus NFC team. One's a Super Bowl contender, or so we think, or hope, or thought. A little banged up, but the Jags on the other end, you know, they're a team that's like, are they really legit or not? You know, how do you see this one going, Nell?
Yeah, like you said, the jury's still out on Jacksonville, and the 49ers, they've been struggling of late, but I still think that they're a measuring stick type of team for Jacksonville. If they can pick up this win, I think more people will start taking them a little bit more seriously. 49ers coming off a bye, hopefully guys got healthy. They've been pretty banged up, especially offensively. So we'll see. I think the 49ers get back on track after that bye week. I think they get McCaffrey going, and especially if they can get him going with the run game, that opens up their play action and bootleg passing off of that, which is what they really need to get back to help Purdy and not put so much pressure on him and have him turning the ball over. And coming against this Jacksonville defense that's like they're like top 10 in turnover differential, so they can force some turnover. So keeping Purdy, not putting a lot on his shoulders, and going into the game plan being a run first team, which is what they were the first five or so games of the season when they were dominating everybody. So I think they'll get back on track coming out the bye.
Yeah, I mean, like you said just now, man, it's going to start with getting that run game going, getting McCaffrey the ball early and often, and just making it a lot easier on Purdy. I think these last few weeks has gotten, we got out of the realm of I get the ball to my playmakers make plays. It's like, ooh, we're gonna make them kind of work for it. We're gonna make it a little bit hard. Not having Debo on the field makes it a little bit easier. You just got to kind of worry about IU. They got to get Kittle going. Ever since Kittle did the Dallas shirt, like you
That's
said, bro,
exactly what he get.
it's been downhill for even him. So they're gonna have to get some things going. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a team though that they make things hard for you. They take away your first option. They take away your second option. And what they do on offense is they get the ball to their main guys. Travis Etienne is going to get the ball a lot. They're going to work Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. Hopefully, Calvin Ridley can really get going. If he needs a big game, what better week than this week? But
Where
Trevor
their defense
Lawrence,
has been reeling too.
yeah. So I
Jamar
mean,
Chase lit them up.
it's a lot of opportunity. So and Trevor Lawrence, one thing he doesn't do is he doesn't beat himself. I mean, he's really, really good. And I think a lot of people have him a couple tiers even too low, just because like the numbers aren't always like, oh, he threw for 350, oh, he threw for whatever, but he always plays pretty well, even if he's hurt, or not, So I think this game could kind of go either way. I mean, it's a must win for the Niners for sure. They lose this one, they can cancel Christmas. That whole fear factor or whatever that they had attached to him is kind of gone. The people are out talking about the head coach. They saying that he ain't never won nothing. So I mean, I think the Jags ultimately will probably lose this one. I have a hard time seeing the Niners lose it. But I definitely do think it's going to be a little bit tougher for the Niners than we all might think, man. So don't sleep on the Jags. If they win this one now, we moving them up with the Ravens. They getting under there with the Chiefs and all of them because
I don't know if I'm gonna do all that, but it
I mean it's a big win.
would be a big win.
Gotta count it. You
I
got
don't
any
know.
other thoughts on that one?
Nah, not
You
looking forward to
are
it,
you
but
picking the Niners?
yeah, I'll take the Niners.
Okay.
coming off
Comfortable.
the bye.
Not goodbye. Okay, bet. We can rock with that. Our next game, man, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns. That AFC North, that matchup, man, it's gonna be an ugly game. The Browns, one of the best defensive fronts in football. Myles Garrett playing out of his mind. Deshaun Watson started last week, uh, and they won. So, that's something. And you got the Ravens, who we talked about earlier in the episode, where they look really good. They're playing some of the best football in the NFL. Their defense looks really good. They have Lamar Jackson. How do you see this one going? It's going to be, those divisional games are always tough. It's always crazy. What are the keys for the Browns to win this one and steal one from the Ravens?
I love that cliche that division games are always tough and close and hard. Like the Ravens beat them 28-3 the last time they played. Obviously, Watson was out, but not every division game is always tough.
That's true. But I mean, it's tough for different reasons.
Yeah,
Preparation.
I get you.
You know what I'm
Familiar.
saying?
They're familiar with each other,
Yeah.
game plans. So yeah, but Browns pretty banged up on offense. Obviously the defense looked great against Arizona. Able to get that win. Watson came back, like you said. He was there. They won. Nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
Obviously they. Yeah, I think this offense lost. A bit of juice when Chubb got hurt. Ford has filled in nicely. Kareem Hunt's, looks solid since he's been back. But, I just, think the way Baltimore's defense is playing, um, I think they might get out to a quick start against them. And if they do that, then, Watson playing from behind, I don't like that for the Browns. But, if the Browns are, going to have any chance to win this game, they've got to come out, first drive and, try to set the tone. Lamar didn't have to do much of anything the last time because their defense forced 3 turnovers. They were able to run the ball. So trying to just force Lamar to have to not necessarily make it a shootout, but don't just let the Ravens just hand the ball off 20, 30 times like they like to and just run up and down the field. So if they can get off to a quick start, they were able to get 4 sacks on Lamar last time they played him. Keep some pressure on him. Myles Garrett, possibly defensive player of the year, him or TJ Watt. If he can keep some pressure on him, try to keep him in the pocket, it can maybe give themselves a chance. But, the way the Ravens have been playing lately, it's probably going to be another blowout.
Yeah. The Browns have to force Lamar to turn the ball over. The Ravens have to turn the ball over once or twice to give the Browns a true chance, I think, just because of the fact that the Ravens have
They need
guys.
one of them. They need one of them nasty games from the
Yeah,
Ravens where
right. It's
Aguilar's
it's got to
dropping
be disgusting.
passes.
Yeah, it's got
They got a fumble or two here.
because otherwise the Ravens have too many like house call like just big play type of guys. Like Zay Flowers can get behind you, it's a touchdown. Lamar run the ball, you don't tackle. If it gets to one of them games where Lamar is scrambling and running and not getting sacked, it's gonna get ugly. If Gus Edwards and Mitchell and Justice Hill can run the ball with high success against this Browns front, the Browns don't have a chance because offensively, we just haven't seen really anything that would suggest that the Browns offense can help them, like carry them to a win right now. And sure, did Amari Cooper have a pretty good game last week? Yeah, I mean, one of his touchdowns was off of what should have been a pick, really a deflection. Um, and I mean, Deshaun Watson hasn't played much, so he's still, I guess, trying to find his groove with this team. They got Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt running the ball, but the Browns offense just isn't equipped to score a ton to beat this Ravens team. So if they have any chance, Myles Garrett's going to have a crazy game. He's going to have to get a fumble recovery, a sack fumble. They're going to have to score a defensive touchdown, I think, because otherwise I can see, like you said the first time, the Ravens will just run this joint. And the funny thing to me about the Ravens is like they're one of those teams that they'll just beat you however they have to beat you and just get out of there. They get up on you and they don't care if Lamar throw for 300. Like Lamar can have 175 and they beat you 28-3 and you like, dang, like he didn't even really have to do nothing. It was just an easy game. They just run down the field, make the pass when I need to, get the yards, touchdown, defensive stop, turnover, field goal. Next thing you know, you down 20. You like ain't even nothing even crazy happened, man. So it's gonna be an interesting one. I hope for Deshaun Watson and the Browns' sake that it's close. Um, but you know me, man, I might go in. I might actually go to the game this week now. I think I might go ahead and slide.
Yeah, that's how you feeling.
I mean, if I'm at the game, I'm a fan. If I get a jersey,
Certified at that point.
right, I might go live on the page from the game with my Lamar jersey. For real, for real.
Hey, turn up.
Hey, so I'm excited for my Ravens this week. Our last game of the week now, I chalked the one that I wrote down for us. Now I can't believe I even considered that one. We're gonna go with the Lions and the Chargers, man. A tough game. Another pretty interesting game. Um, Justin Herbert, we give you another chance in prime time here on two for two to show us something. You know, they had a pretty weak game Monday night. I don't know if anybody really cared to tune into that one, but you know, they handled business like they were supposed to. The Lions, last time we saw them, didn't look too hot. When we put them up here to play the Ravens. So how do you see this one going?
Yeah, that definitely that loss left a bad taste in their mouth. So I like the Lions to come out and jump on the Chargers early. Chargers did get a I guess a solid win against the Jets. I mean, every win for them is good. So they're getting up there. They're starting to play some of the type of football that we expect them to. But it's always which Chargers team are you going to get? You're going to get the team that looks like it can be one of the best teams in the AFC when you got Keenan Allen and Eckler and you know you hitting all Justin Herbert's hitting all of his weapons, or you got the team that is undisciplined, makes critical errors in big moments. So we'll see, but I think the Lions, especially come after that loss to Baltimore, I think they're going to come out just like the 49ers coming off the bye. I think they'll come out and start off hot. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean they got to. So I mean, if nothing else, the Chargers offense has, a lot of capability. I think Austin Eckler's really getting his feet under him now. Um, it's a big game for Herbert. As always, I feel like at this point in his career, every game is just a really big one for his career for the Chargers season. Um, and the Lions, I mean, if they're gonna show like how we bounce back from that, I mean, they had a game against the Raiders. I mean, we saw what happened with that game. The Raiders ended up firing their head coach from that one. Excuse me. So it's one of them things, man, where if the Lions want to win, I think you gotta run the football. If the Chargers want to win, you gotta get some stops. I mean, and if they don't, like if the defense can't get no stops, the Lions have no problem pouring it on. You know what I'm saying? The Lions, Dan Campbell looks for any opportunity to make a statement, and they need one. So, and looking at their schedule, they got the Bears coming off of this game and the Packers. So this is a big game for them just to kind of, really make their case and kind of assert themselves as a power. Because when we've seen them against, traditionally pretty decent teams, they haven't necessarily fared well. I think they got a loss to the Lions. I mean to the Seahawks. That loss to the Ravens. So this will be a game. I don't know how to where exactly I want to put the Chargers in terms of like tiers for like good. Like I wouldn't say they're good. Like they're not awful, but this is a big game nonetheless, and it's a chance for them to keep up in the AFC because like we said, them teams are taking off. So
Yeah,
that'll be
well,
one. You said what?
yeah, they got to try to stay in that wild card picture there. I mean, they've won two in a row, so I mean, at home, be definitely be a big game for them.
So hey, so I mean, if they handle, I want to see the Chargers win this game, man. I'm gonna actually take them to win this game. I think Keenan Allen looks amazing. Um, the Chargers will get better with Austin Eckler getting more time, getting healthier. And so we could see, man, we could see the Chargers maybe try to make a late push. I know Walt would be proud of his boy Justin Herbert if he could go ahead and make some noise this week with a big win over the Detroit Lions. But coming from there, man, it's pick'em time, Nell. We got our week 10 pick'em. Nell and his reverse jinx did not work, but it did get him a win. So he's now 7-2 after picking the Philadelphia Eagles over his beloved Cowboys. last week. I'm 6-3 now after picking the Saints over the Bears. So now you can add the Eagles to your list of teams you cannot pick, along with the Commanders, Colts, Ravens, Cowboys, Lions, Raiders, Dolphins. Where you going this week, man? I know you want to pick the Bucks to win, coming off a tough loss. So go ahead, claim it.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna
Fuck.
take the Tennessee Titans this week. I'm gonna say the rookie. They officially benched what's his name?
Tannehill,
Yeah, they benched Tannehill. So
long
I'm gonna
time
say
coming. Are you serious right now?
yeah, I'm gonna say the pressure's off of him. And I'm gonna say he comes out and he shocks the Bucks and he gets a dub.
Didn't shock me or the Bucks. I'm tell you that. Tell you that. We saw what
That's
we
what I'm
did
riding.
against the last rookie. If anything, his confidence is through the roof. You right, man. Maybe I should we go 2 for 2, man? Let me write that down. Titans over Bucks. Dang.
They're-
You got me reconsidering, man. I feel like I gotta go with the Titans. When else would I use them? Nah, I'm not gonna do that though. I'm not gonna do that.
I don't even
I'm gonna
think we
go,
can pick same teams.
huh?
I don't even think we can pick same teams, can we?
I don't know, man. We
I
make the
thought we
rules.
couldn't.
Who makes the rules?
I don't know. I just thought that was a rule.
Well, it's cool. I would never pick my Bucks to lose. Come on, man. I'm not you.
I was right
Your
though.
heart
I
that
mean,
you were right. An honest man. Sometimes it's better to be honest than good. That's my Keys take for the week, man. Y'all keep that one close, man. I'm gonna go with a team. It's gonna hurt me to even say it. Honestly, actually, hold up. I ain't picked your boys. I'm going with the Cowboys. They play the Giants this week. I mean, Daniel Jones ACL torn. Unfortunate. I don't know if Tyrod's back, but it looks like we'll have Mr. DeVito back out there again. And well,
you sure you want to do that?
I'm positive. When else am I gonna pick the Cowboys to beat anybody?
All right, man.
If y'all lose to the Giants, bro, you doing the pod by yourself next week. I'm telling you that. I'm not coming back on.
Anything is possible with the
Hey,
Dallas
any given
Cowboys.
Sunday, man. Any given Sunday. So that's gonna wrap that up, man. Nell's taking the Titans over my Bucks. I'm not gonna do him like that. I'm gonna pick his team to win. Maybe I can do some reverse jinxing on my own. Hopefully, you do some reverse jinxing. I see what we doing. You want us to win. I want you to lose. Come on, Nell. 2 for 2. You can go 2 for 2 on that, man. It's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world, man. College basketball has begun. Women's college basketball, number one LSU, defending champs. Go ahead, come out game one and take a mean slug to Colorado. Number 4, Michigan State college and men's college basketball take a loss to James Madison, my alma mater. Night one as well. So we got the college basketball season going on. We got the NFL season going on. NBA season is officially
Best time of the
doing
year.
this thing, man. It's really the best time of the year for everybody. And the holidays are right here to just give us plenty of time to spend with family in front of televisions, watching sports, man. So it'll be a lot for everybody to take in, man. So I encourage everybody to, if you got a favorite team or you got something that you want to, chime in on, that's what we got the socials for. Join us on the socials. Interact with us as always. If you got some ideas of things that you want to see or something you want to hear about, you want to see Nell in the Harden jersey. I mean, send them the Harden jersey. It's endless opportunity. I might get you a Clippers Harden jersey for Christmas. Would you be mad?
I mean, it would just be a waste of money for yourself, but
Would you wear it?
no.
Would you keep it in your house?
Uh, I'd use it as toilet paper.
Might get you the replica then, the little cheap jump.
Still
Might get it a little cheap jump. But in all seriousness, everybody, man, we appreciate y'all as always. Keep tuning in to the 2 for 2 pod. On Instagram, follow us 2 for 2 pod. Same with the Twitter, TikTok, YouTube page, man. Run the views up for the YouTube. And just keep staying with us, man. We deep into season 3. We gonna keep doing bigger and better things. You see the backdrop. You see my head is being used as the 0 right now. So that's unique. But that's one of our alternate logos, man. So, we try and do a little bit of everything over here for y'all. So keep rocking with us as always. 2 for 2. We out. This season 3, episode 14. See you.